like full focus on that.
Yeah, you didn't touch anything. Yeah.
Just see.
Um,
Oh.
I think I can share my screen while I'm driving, or if you prefer, I can buy a session. Do you want me to buy a practice session for the both of us?
Uh it would
Oh,
be good. If you could, it would be better
yes.
because we could like drive together.
That will be my, I guess. I will shoulder the cost of doing this, so that's no problem. And by cost, it's minor, so I'm happy to do it. Uh,
And it's better because I was like driving GT3 with the team. They
yes,
were practicing for Red Bull, so I was trying to beat a guy with 7.1K of rating.
right.
This guy have one arm, just one arm, and he was a pro WC from Porsche.
Ah,
I will show you in a while. How much time is the race?
45 minutes. Need
45.
50% fuel tank, so mandatory pit. I am making a session now.
Did you do a lap already?
I have, yes. I've done laps.
What
I've
what
practiced
was
with
the
this.
time?
21.5. Let me double check that. Pretty sure.
Tell me when the session is up.
Will do. I'm making it right now.
I think this Zeddy runs servers on Le Mans Ultimate, giving drivers key to the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw him on LMU.
Um, he has whoever wins his community league gets a trophy that he's gonna commission, and I guess that's why this one particular kid really wants to try hard and does 500 laps. Most of his audience are new to sim racing, so I really, realistically speaking, I shouldn't be there. Okay, purchasing session. I have all the settings set up. But it's a open set league. I think the setup could be better. This is just a Swiss Army Heimel set. Yeah, 21.5 is my best time on the setup. Check out. Okay, session is purchased. We'll give
What?
it like just a couple of minutes because iRacing takes a little bit to launch a server, right? I'm gonna be right back.
Ow.
Session is up, Joao.
Okay. What's the name of the session?
Joao coaching, and the password is just JC. I will jump out of your stream.
JC?
Yes, just J and C, lowercase.
We don't need to. Oh, 47.7 in the GDP. That's very good.
Oh, thank you. That's my new
Well,
team currently.
how many degrees?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I
I'll
was
just
doing with the high downforce setup. I could reach 47.1. Was my best, but was a quali one.
right. It's fast. The all-wheel drive for the Ferrari makes the bumps a lot easier.
Ferrari, it's easier, but I think its lack of turns uh
Yeah,
might get caught in the middle of the stint, you know.
it's pushy.
Like
Yeah.
it's better for the full tire phase, but it's not good after the tires were warmed up and worn, you know.
Right. It develops a push. Yeah. I understand that. I felt that in my stints as well. Okay, I'm on track. Do you want me to wait for you, or do you want me to just do laps right now?
No, just let's
Okay.
just
Okay. It's still the same setup that I gave you, which is the general Heimel set. It's a Heimel set for if you don't have a car setup for a specific track, that they recommend just using that as a general purpose set. I
okay.
kind of would want something more specific for this track. Um, and I think it could still be better. I kind of wonder if like the set's not using its tires as well as it could. There's a mid corner push that I don't like.
Push, I mean like oversteer or understeer?
Mid corner understeer that I don't like. I'm open to me driving it wrong, of course.
JJ, do you know how to left the telemetry on all the time?
No.
Because I have to format my computer, and since I did that, I have to like turn on telemetry every time that I enter on the game.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know. Oops. Oh my god. I'm suddenly getting a lot of oversteer. This is about as close to the conditions that I could get to it, so maybe this is accurate to how it will be during the actual event. Which makes me feel like the setup is oversteery, right?
I'm trying to get used to, but setup for me it's very understeering on the corner exit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's very understeer.
You just hit the fastest lap. Left side. Clear.
Are you going to join ASRL this new season?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We have a lot of things going on.
For your team, right? Your
Uh,
your esports team.
yeah, we might start racing academy.
Ah,
So
in
for
Brazil?
coaching is yeah. So for coaching it's very good, but for
Do,
racing not so. So
right, and doing leagues and stuff, especially for
yeah,
fun.
and I will be full dedicated to GDP this series this season.
Ah, okay, with the new tires and stuff.
Yeah.
Understood. So you were just doing GD3, so I caught you at a good time.
Yeah, I was just having a practice with the gym, but it's not my like main car, you know. So I
Right.
was doing great at Red Bull Ring, but here I'm struggling a lot.
What do you think the setup needs?
I'm trying to put more springs on the rear
Uh huh.
and to get more preload because when I go on throttle,
Yeah, it
this thing is
pushes.
understeering a lot.
Right. Okay.
Plus more height, you know. And IMSA short gear stack.
Okay. Because it's a small track.
Yeah,
Okay.
and since I can change that, so I will.
So look at the gear stack when I'm looking at setups. They're set defaults, right? They're presets. You can't change how the stacks are. It's just
Yeah,
picking a
but
stack.
yeah, but they are three different stacks, you know. IMSA
It,
short, IMSA short,
Car
VIA,
2,
that's
set
for
the
medium
fastest lap.
tracks, and I think in this
21.39.
car it's Daytona.
oh, okay.
That is, of course, is for like Daytona, Le Mans, and
Yeah.
tracks that you get like 280, 290.
Yeah.
JJ, I will share the setup.
Okay. You happy with it?
Let me just save it.
Could you explain to me the changes you made and why? Just kind of information for me.
Uh,
Because I'm hoping
yeah.
to, from this session, not just like learn on driving, but kind of like in the future, when I come across a scenario again, I can grab a generalized setup and then do my own testing and tweaks with it without needing help, right? Because
Uh,
I don't understand setup at all, basically.
yeah. What did I do? What a crossweight is. Uh, Let me just save this version.
Okay,
You
I have your
because all
setup. I have your setup applied unless you want me to.
yeah. What did I do? Why did this? Man, I don't know why, but when I click like -1 on height,
Yeah.
just change like to, oh, this sheet thing is gonna be like the Ligier. What did I do? I raise up the rear because when you have like do you know rake?
Rake, yes. I understand what rake means.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I tried here is to raise the rake because when you have like a higher rear,
Mm-hmm.
the shift point of motion changes. So uh, with the higher uh, here, this shifty point change easily than with lower rear. What does that mean? That means that when you go from right to left, the weight, the mass changes faster than when it's lower.
Okay.
I remove her bump rubber gap from 35 to 30 because I want more spring, but I want stiffer spring because with stiff spring, this change occurs faster.
Okay.
And I and
35
I
to 30.
try and I try to use towing the lowest as possible because in iRacing, when you have like lower towing, you can make the car change direction faster. So the
Oh,
lower here it's 1.5, but if I could go like from 0, I would because lower towing is going to make the rear change direction faster. That does that mean that I will have like a stiffer rear or a rear that will complain with everything? No, but with lesser, no, with less towing, the car points the corner faster.
by lower toe in, you mean the number is lower, right?
Yeah, not that,
Okay.
not like the number it's minus or closer to 0. Like this card, the minimum towing you can get
Is
it's plus
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
But if you go like to formulas, you can go like from -2.
Right.
But every time you try to exaggerate this number, like -2, -1, the car is going to be like Max Verstappen car.
Okay.
Will point the car and the rear will just snap and everything.
Okay.
And
So,
and I and I raised it the differential preload 100 because when you have more preload, you have more understeer at corner entry that I fixed with the higher here and lower towing, but I get
okay.
oversteer when I go on the acceleration.
Okay. So, ride height, bigger rake means that weight transfers to quicker.
Uh, Weight transfer from right to left, not
Front and back.
from yeah.
Right to left. Okay. Okay. Oh,
Uh,
okay, let
let
me try.
let
Let me try
yeah
this.
let me just go ahead, try. I will just try to find an image and I
It's
will send.
Laguna version 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I understand. Um it I noticed that
Here
iRacing setups are symmetrical. Is there a reason why the iRacing setups have to be symmetrical?
it don't have to be symmetrical. It's just easier to do because if when you go uh non-symmetrical, you have
Yeah.
like the cross weight. How much is the cross weight car? This car allows a lot cross weight. The Ligier it's fixed to like 51.5. Uh, Depends on the cross weight here. For Laguna Seca, it's better to have like a little cross weight, like 50, 50.5, 51, because it's going to help the right-hand corner.
Okay. Understood.
What I was saying, it's you have the center of gravity of the car, and you have the center of gravity when you go to rake, when you go like rake. This is the fixed center of gravity of the car, and we have the center of the motion of the car. Like when I have the ball here, it goes like right, left, faster than when it's like here, because I don't know how.
I'm sorry. Could you show that again? I was on track when you were explaining that.
Just let me get the English word for that.
Okay.
The lever,
Okay.
handle, lever. Uh, you have your center of the gravity of the car here,
Uh huh.
you know, but you have the center of the motion of the car. Uh, yeah, you have the center of gravity here and the center of the motion that you can put up or down according to height. When you do that, left and right movements are going to act like a lever, you know.
Okay.
So the higher it is, the stronger the lever. So that's why when you put like a lot of height, the car goes to spin like faster and faster and faster.
Okay.
More crossweight, more on this here on left turn. So more crossweight. Yeah, I want that. Try this. So was that was I was going to say. So higher here means more lever at the rear axle. So if you have more lever on the rear axle, it's going to make it easier to go around,
To
to turn
rotate.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are racing better GT3s than Formulas, man.
Oh, thank you.
It's not like something to mess up with you, but it's hard to be faster on GT3 than you than I was on Formula.
It's because I'm not as good, right? Easier
What?
inputs. Easier inputs in GD3s.
Yeah.
Formula is you need crazy disciplined inputs.
Crazy discipline input is very good.
Yeah. Feels much better. Much, much, much better.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
Oops.
Yeah, but you are faster than me this lap.
Oops. I missed my breaking point a little bit. I think it feels much, much better. Can you see my telemetry from there?
No, but I'm seeing that you are faster than me on the relative.
Oh. Oh, oops. You're on track too.
I'm super tired.
Oh. Too much racing? Too much
I
practice.
was, yeah, I was practicing since here in Brazil. It's now 11:40. I
Yeah.
was practicing 7.
Wow.
We did like 3 hours of hosted racing to practice Red Bull. I didn't even have time to touch on the GDP today. Plus, I have to figure out the Lotto 79 because I will do the iRacing did like Nice, but for Lotto 79, like a
Yeah.
Grand Prix tour, but for Lotus. For us, it's going to run to race on Sunday.
Right. Um, if you're pretty happy with the set, um, is it easy to convert that to a qualifying set, or is qualifying set
Uh,
a complete different process?
I might have to try because, like I said, I don't run GD3s,
Okay.
but I think we can do like a little more aggressive on the quali set.
Right.
I'm just trying one thing here. When is the race, man?
Uh, I think I think it's after Sebring actually. Let me double check that right now. The race is the 29th.
Ah, okay.
To next I think 2 weeks from now. More like a week and 6 days, right? Yeah, 2 weeks from now, about 2 weeks starting yesterday. So 13 days. Is there anything to note about the wing change? More downforce, less downforce, because I know there's a front downforce percentage with the arrow calculator. Um,
Uh,
feel like
for
Laguna,
here,
feel like
since it's
Laguna's
a
a
very
high downforce
yeah,
track, right? Yeah.
yeah, since it's a very short track, I won't change the 11 wing because on iRacing and a lot of simulators, it's very hard to use like low downforce because yeah, because every sim that I raced so far,
Yeah.
it seems like the downforce you generate is powerful than the drag you generate, you know?
Ah, okay.
That was that is the main problems with
Simulators.
the simulators
Yeah.
nowadays.
Because
So
in real life, it's a big compromise between each, right? So
yeah, like we never ever race full wing like we did with the Acura at Daytona. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Um, I have a teacher that he's a performance engineer for Triassi Motorsport, the red Ferrari from IMSA, the GD M Ferrari.
uh huh.
He said to me that if you look, let me see if the Acura has it. Oh yeah, the Acura has it. If you look like here in perspective that you see here, do you see this hole from the wing?
Yes.
Do you see that I can put that front or rear?
Yes.
There is a little gap here.
Yes.
Every GD3 has it. This thing for Daytona are included on the mandatory setups. Like when you go here, that you have like 4 and minus 30.2, 30.5. It's regulation from IMSA. You can't go any lower than 4.0 degrees. No. This thing, it's mandatory at IMSA because you can put the right, you can put the rear wing so far, so from to the rear that you can stall the rear. So to prevent that, these measurements are fixed on the GD3 for
Okay.
IMSA,
Right.
and we run like full downforce on the GDPs by racing. So every sim that I get, it's like faster with more downforce, then you can go
With less
less
downforce.
downforce.
Okay.
It's ridiculous, but it worked that way.
Just a general simulator thing. Because I think
Yeah,
on Le Mans Ultimate, it skews towards high downforce as well.
yeah. It's less than iRacing, but it's still like not real.
Right. Do you have a quick update for me to try? Or
Mm, put the differential plates. You have like on 100 on differential preload and 8 on the plates.
is that dampers? Oh
No,
yeah.
no, no. It's on the chassis on the bottom right.
Oh, I see.
You
Differential. Yeah,
have
8
you
and
have the
100. Yeah, I see.
yeah. You put 6 where it's 8. Put 6.
And for preload,
Maintain 100.
okay. What does that do?
This generate less preload on the this generate less force on the differential. Like you have 100 preload, but you have only 6 plates to rotate that. So you don't change the preload, but you change how many knife you have it on it, how much clutch plates you had on it.
Okay.
So this generates less locking, but you don't like need to recalculate the preload.
Right.
The the greater the clutch plate, the more the locking you are generating. So like 6 is less than 8. So you're gonna feel the car like a little loose, not loose like you're gonna spin, but you feel like it enter on the corners better than with 8.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything to think about with tire pressures? I
No,
guess you. Okay.
tire tire pressure for road always the less you can get.
Okay. That sounds like another
Y-
simulator thing rather than
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Because in real life, that's not true.
I don't know. Like it's a simulator thing, but I don't know how it can relate it because like our lower pressure, it's going to meet the lower pressure from IMSA.
Oh, okay.
So if you think about it, uh, wants to race with lower pressure. So if my lower pressure is the lower pressure from IMSA, so everyone's going to raise that lower pressure, and like it's the same for everyone.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know how much a simulator thing it is, but I don't get like benefits from doing like for quali. I don't get a benefit from racing higher pressures. Like, oh, my tire's going to hit sooner. No, that's a simulator thing.
Okay.
In real life, you want to
New
raise
start flat for you.
like different pressures to meet the same amount of pressure. And simulator, if you do that, you are going to like lose grip on the wheels that have more pressure.
Okay.
So it is a simulator thing. Since day one that I enter on iRacing, I never changed pressure
Oh, okay. Good to know.
for road.
Yeah, full road, yes. I know oval's a different story, or other disciplines on iRacing.
Yeah, I know it's different, but I don't know how to set up. So since I'm a road guy, I never changed I never changed tire pressure for formulas.
car. 2. Just set the fastest lap. 21.217.
Uh, of course, I was trying to take time out of it,
Uh huh.
but try to put the anti-roll bars, the ARB, two on the front and four on the rear.
Okay. Two in the
This is
front,
going,
four in the
yeah,
rear.
this is going to make the rear of the car a little stiffer, so you can get like snap oversteers, but it will make the front of the car better. It
Oh,
will point to the corner faster.
okay. I'm gonna call this V2.
Yeah, I will save that lap, JJ,
Okay.
just for you.
That's good because this is race pace, right? If we look at the garage,
Yeah, it will be
56
race pace.
liters, this is race pace. Okay, that feels really good because that means quality pace should be somewhere in the 20s, right? Um,
28, 26, maybe.
right.
I'm very tired to do a quali lap today, but I will try tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Please take your time. Um, I don't want to take too much of your time, especially since like you're doing
Do
this
you
as
have
a favor, right?
uh
But if you I would love a session of just how to translate race sets to quali sets. If that makes sense.
yeah, the main thing that that you have to focus, uh quali sets can be loose than race sets.
Uh-huh.
So like i- we did hake and suspension and springs. For quali, I will try to mess up with rake a little more because I can slide one or two corners to gain a tenth because I don't need this tire anymore after two laps, you know.
Right, right. Yeah, you throw it away. Yeah.
So
Reset the
yeah,
car.
yeah, that's the main point about the quali, you know. Like I can if I did, it's not like a recipe, but if I did like 1 millimeter rake, I can do like two on quali, you know.
Okay.
Like everything, only the stopwatch will tell if it worked or not. But like I won't say try like run 10 points on wing. It's 11 on the race because like I said, downforce is greater than the drag we generate.
Mhm.
So for that it's not going to work. But for suspension, I will try like if I we are on the minimum of the toe, but if I could go any lower, I will do like point 0.1, you know.
Okay.
So like I said, everything is a test. It's not like a recipe like do +1 here, -2 there, and everything. But you can go like using this concept, you know, like if I have a car set up for race, it can be loose to quali.
Okay. Do you have any final tips for my driving on my fastest lap?
Man, save the replay and send me because I didn't watch you drive,
Okay.
and I will do that tomorrow.
Okay.
But
No problem.
since the times are like pretty close, and I was like uh trying to full focus there, I think you're doing very great.
Okay. Thank you. Good to hear. I'm doing my best, Ral. Been practicing a lot.
Yeah, I see.
More sports cars than formulas, so but yeah.
Yeah, I will be like full sports car this season because either I have to learn sports car and like GDP is very great with the tire update. I love it. I found some guys on the forum saying that the tire isn't real and then I was watching the 12 hours of Sebring, and Agiri P was being overtake on the cold tires of
Yes.
he was not like he was not like, oh, I'm gonna overtake that GDP. He was like, I'm going to dive bomb that motherfucker GDP.
um, the new tires feels just like Le Mans Ultimate, so the Sims
Yeah,
match much more now, which is
I
funny.
don't think like I don't I still think that Le Mans Ultimate has like a little like point one. Like if Le Mans Ultimate will be 10, iRacing is 9.9, it's not
Right,
that far.
right.
But I still think that Le Mans Ultimate have a little more. The only thing that I don't like about Le Mans Ultimate, uh, the throttle shaping are different. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw, there is a video of a guy explaining like 30 minutes how simulators does the throttle,
Uh-huh.
and the throttle from Le Mans Ultimate, it's the same of the Air Factor and the Aceto Corsa. I think it's
Yes.
one.
AC1, yes.
On iRacing, when you try to race like when you try to go out of a corner, you put like 60 or 70% of throttle, and you wait until you are like straight to finish the throttle to put 100%. On Le Mans Ultimate, when you put like 20%, it's already developing torque,
Ah,
So it's not it's not weird that many guys from night racing are going to Le Mans Ultimate, and it's having mid corner oversteer, because when he hit the apex, try to apply throttle, the car starts to oversteer because it already has torque.
right.
So it's a little strange to drive since I'm coming from iRacing,
Yeah.
but once you figure out, like on iRacing, you never want to be on traction control and ABS.
Yeah.
On Le Mans Ultimate, you have to abuse those things.
Yeah.
Like I try to run the Cadillac GDP with the lowest setting possible on throttle controls and everything, like the DC sleep, DC power cut and everything, and I was sliding like a hell. But I tried out the other end, like put a lot of electronics on the car, and the car was not moving. So I f- I found myself around, I think it's seven from every DC. I think it's three types of traction control. The traction control, the normal one, that when you apply throttle and the wheel spin, so it's longitudinal, it's going to activate. We have the sleep, that when you oversteer, it's going to activate, so it's lateral. And we have the power cut, that when the traction control has to activate, how much of the torque or the engine it's going to cut to not make you spin. That's the funny noise that you hear when the cars are on on traction control, the
Yeah.
brrr thing.
Yeah.
I found myself on seven for every electronics on Le Mans Ultimate, and then I start to race the fastest guys.
Right. Right.
So that game is all about electronics, and try to find the right time to apply throttle. And iRacing, I feel more like a car.
Uh-huh.
The force feedback, I think the Le Mans is running like 360, and iRacing is on 60.
Yeah.
It's better because
Yeah.
I can feel more of the road.
Yeah.
And that is something that I was never on the real car, and I won't feel that on street legal cars. Le Mans has like a little delayed input that make you feel like the tire is twisting, you know?
Hmm.
Like when you apply, have you ever tested the Le Mans Ultimate?
Yeah, I used to run it a lot. That's why for
Yeah,
me on my GTPs, like the outlet doesn't scare me at all because I'm already used to it. But yeah,
yeah. So the thing that we have to learn, and I don't know if it will ever be able on iRacing, on Le Mans Ultimate, when you turn in, like the point that you move you are straight, you are like on the camel straight after Eau Rouge. You brake. When you try to enter on Lescom, there is a little delay that you can feel on the wheel that you already made the input and the car is twisting the tire. Did you feel that?
yes,
Yeah, that feeling for me is a little off, you
it's
know?
a flex, right? The tire flex in the wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very nice to feel because you can feel the tire flexing,
but it's
but
delayed. It's like a
yeah,
millisecond delay. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know that if it's that much delay on real life because if that was real, drivers are trying to like anticipate what car is going to do and not driving the car, you know?
yeah,
It's more like a reaction time than a corner.
right.
So from that point, I think iRacing is better. But one thing that I annoys me the most, like when you try to make the turn one on Sebring and you turn a lot on iRacing, the car doesn't do anything other than understeer.
Y-
It's not going to, it doesn't say to you on the steering wheel like, oh, you are turning a lot.
Yeah,
You don't feel the tires scrubbing, you know. On the Le Mans Ultimate, if you put like 90 degrees on the turn one of Sebring, you're going
yeah,
to hear the
Re-
tires screaming and the
yeah,
tire is going to vibrate a lot on your hand, you know.
yep, yep.
So
You could feel that you're doing something wrong. Whereas in
yeah,
iRacing, you don't feel anything wrong, but the car is reacting like
wrong.
poorly to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, like I said, I don't feel like iRacing is far behind Le Mans Ultimate. I feel like Le Mans Ultimate has a little exaggerate things on some parts, like I said, the tire twisting.
hmm,
But on the overall, the driving experience, not the game, because the Le Mans Ultimate has will need like 2 years to become stable like iRacing. Um,
yeah,
and to have servers like iRacing, because one thing that annoys me the most, like I want to practice for WEC experience, and it's time for like prototype challenge LMP2, so I can practice because I didn't pay. You know
yeah, yeah,
that annoys me a little too. But for me, the only thing that makes Lemons a little ahead, it's the force feedback for 360 hertz. You know
yeah,
that changes a lot.
yeah.
Man, I will send you my telemetry. Do you have the Motec?
I do not, but I can get it.
Yeah, it's for free. You can download it for free. Um, Motec, it's very simple to use. A little annoying when you try to like put a lot of channels on the screen, but iHasing have Moo. It's a program that converts iRacing telemetries in Motec telemetries, so it's very useful. And you have my replay, and we can develop the setup a little on the week.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay,
Thank you very much,
so
Joao.
the setup is better than it was, right?
Much better. I don't think I could have dreamed of hitting lower 21s before because my
Mm.
fastest was a 21.5 and I think I drove that perfectly. And
And was
here,
like the lap of life.
yeah, but here 21.5 means that I didn't drive that well. I could probably get a little bit lower, but yeah, that 21.3 is well, it's more of a 21.4. Let's just say 21.4, but that's a big improvement. But the setup feels a lot better. It just feels more reactive basically. That was my biggest problem with the high mill set.
It's more reactive, and I think you can maintain that 21.4, 21.5 longer.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Uh, the main thing that I will say to you, it's hard for me because I came from formulas, but I discovered that when I was practicing for Daytona, and we are practicing like the the fuel the fuel saving on iRacing, when you are not like exaggerating the tires maintain the grip more. So like for Ferrari at Daytona, if you are trying to save fuel, you're going to make your lap faster than if you try to push, you know? Because
Oh,
tires on iRacing work that way. Like if you don't push them hard enough to not generate temperature, you're going to be like on the same tenth longer. So how can I do that on GT3? It's like try to micro fuel saving. Like when you release the full throttle, you start to braking, and when you release the full braking, you start to throttle. Never cross pedals.
oh, okay, okay,
You're going to feel that the GT3 tires last longer. You are not going to improve time. Like you are not going to make, oh, I'm going to do this and do like 21.0, but you are going to hit 21.2, 21.3 longer than if you're pushing, you know?
okay.
It's hard. It's hard to practice that. I'm trying to adapt my style because I'm came from Formula, and Formula, like you said, it's very crazy inputs. But this thing I discovered that worked. So like there is a race here in Brazil, in São Paulo, that it's the anniversary of the city. It's called 1,000 miles of Interlagos. And last year and this year, they built simulators on the paddock of the Interlagos, and we raced from Interlagos. So we raced 1,000 miles on the simulator from Interlagos. So a teammate was fuel saving, and I did the quali and start to push the race. Like we did like 29.7, 29.5. And since he started fuel saving, he did like 3 or 4 laps on 29.1 because the tires were so much better than I was pushing that he could do lower times, you know.
Uh huh.
So you don't have to full saving like release throttle, make the car roll for 100 meters and brake, but you can do like that on like a micro scale, and the tires magically will be good. It's like a theme thing, you know.
Right.
Try that. Tell me.
Okay. We'll do.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay, man. Thank
Enjoyed
you.
this.
See ya.
See you around. Bye bye.
Thanks. Thanks for the server.
No, no problem. Thank you for the help. Deeply appreciate
No,
it. Always a wall of
no.
wisdom, Drow. Especially you giving me some of your esports insights as well, because that's not a world I'm a part of, right? So,
Many thanks, man.
all right. Have a good night.
You too.